A topic we get asked about a lot is fevers. Kids get fevers, adults get fevers, but like, what do you do about them? When is it an emergency? Let's break it all down, and we're gonna give you our perspective from a very holistic place. So first things first, you gotta figure out if it's an emergency or not. You can Google, the American Academy of Pediatrics and their guidelines for fevers. If your child or yourself are in one of those categories, well then take some action, get to urgent care, emergency room, whatever you need to do, contact your doctor. But if you see that you're outside of that realm, let's talk about some holistic things you can do to support that fever. So piggybacking off of what the American Academy of Pediatrics says, we agree with. They say that most fevers don't need to be treated because they're beneficial to the child and immune health overall. When you're considering what a fever's purpose is, it's trying to kill off any pathogens that are in the body. By raising the body temperature, those bacteria and viruses can't live at those high temperatures, and it kills them off. Think of the concept of when you finally break a fever and you like sweat it out. That's when you've kind of like, your body has overcome the virus or pathogen or bacteria, whatever it is. But during that process, not very comfortable. So holistically, I would not recommend any sort of fever suppressant. Why? What we've noticed for many, many years, and you can look it up and figure out if your child has, gone through this as well. If you suppress the fever, well, the body is trying to do something. It's trying to do something to, fix itself, to rid itself of this infection. So if we suppress it because things are uncomfortable, well, that typically prolongs the whole thing. And kids will have fevers for days after days after days, because every day we're suppressing it and it's not getting to the finish line of what it's trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand. It's never fun to see your child uncomfortable, in pain, achy, and all of that stuff. So let's talk about some possible solutions. I would recommend every family have a bottle of this at home just in case you need it, because anytime that we've gotten a text over the weekend or a phone call or an email or whatever, then it's always when the office is closed, so you can't get quick access to this. But if you've already got it, you can keep it on hand for years and years to come and use it when needed. So why calcium lactate? Well, when your body is going through that heat of the fever, your body innately knows it needs to protect some of its cells and tissue, so it uses calcium as a buffer. Where does it get that calcium? Gets it from the bones. That's why you get that achiness during a fever. So if you are sipping on, that's a powder, you put it in water or juice. If you're sipping on the calcium lactate, it's readily available in the digestive system to take into the bloodstream and use for that buffering effect without having to rob it from the bones and create that achiness. The other big thing is hydration. Hydration is key with a fever. So as long as your child is staying hydrated, taking down liquids and holding them down if they're not vomiting or there's no diarrhea or anything like that, then you know that they are doing everything they can to support their body. So calcium lactate, some hydration, and if it lines up well, get adjusted. Obviously, sometimes, like I said, fevers can break at inconvenient times, maybe when the office is not open or your chiropractor is not open, but that adjustment helps to boost the immune system, helps the body process things more efficiently so you can break through that fever a lot faster. So to recap, number one, rule out that we're not in those emergency situations. Number two, calcium lactate is a great aid in supporting the fever. Number three, make sure to hydrate. That is a critically important. Keep hydration high. I would throw in some electrolytes in there as well. So that could be like a powdered electrolyte. It can be coconut water. I would steer clear of any of the artificial colorings and sugars that are in a, store-bought Pedialyte sort of product. I would avoid those and go more natural. And third, if you can get to your chiropractor, get adjusted. It's going to help that immune system and nervous system fight off whatever's going on there a lot more efficiently. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.